I wanted to share a very vivid dream that I experienced. Basically, in this dream, I was talking to my fiance on the phone here at my place right here. Like I was like right there in front of the mirror, and we were talking. And she said she had to go. I was like, oh. She said she'll call me back later. I was like, no. As soon as I hang up, I have to go home. I have to drive home to my parents' place. And so I said, like you don't have to like I'm gonna be headed out on the road, so it's okay. Um, so I head out on the road, and she calls me, and I was like, okay. So I pick up, and I'm like, hey, and she's like, um, my family's going to the store. Um, I'm home alone. I was like, um, and she was saying that like she wanted to like she always said that she wanted to show me her room, and this was an opportunity and so whatnot. So I was like, I'm already on the road. Um, I can be there in about like 15 minutes. And then she's like, should we do this? Like, this is very risky, highly, very, very, very risky. Um, and I was like, yeah, I mean, that's what makes us fun. We do risky stuff and stuff like that. So she like kind of hesitant and whatnot, and I was like, yeah, come on, let's do this. And she's like, okay, and I was like, keep me updated and whatnot. So I'm going down on the highway. It's about like 9 o'clock p.m. Um, on the highway, and I finally get off, find her place, and as soon as I get out of the car, I call her. I'm like, I'm here, and then it takes a while for me to find her place, because it's at nighttime, which is weird. Haven't been there at nighttime. So, and then I see her on the balcony. She's like, come to that door downstairs, and so she runs down. I entered the wrong doorway, and then I came back out, and when I came back out, I saw her coming out the right doorway. We run upstairs to her complex place, and then we enter her place, and then she was all frantic and everything because like this was very risky and whatnot. And she was like, "So this is that, this is that, this is that, this is the fishing tank, and this is all." And I was like, "Can I have a glass of water?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." So she gave me a glass of water, and I drank that, and I noticed that there were dishes in the sink. I was like, "Why are there dishes in the sink?" Um, then we went upstairs to her room, and then she showed me around her room, and I sat down on her bed. Like this was like really fast, so I sat down on her bed, and she's like, "I have to show you something. Lie down." And when she said that, I was like, "That's what I'm talking about." And then she laid over me, but not like horizontally. Like I'm like this, and she was like this. Like she, and what she was actually doing was reaching over me to hit a switch to turn off the lights. But it's not for the reason that you think. It's because when she turns off the lights, there's like these, like 100, like glow in the dark stars, and there's a moon over her head, and it was just so amazing because the whole room lights up, and that is just beautiful. Um, and then we stood up, like adjacent to her bed, and we were kissing in the dark under the stars and the moon in her room without, like with no one knowing that I was there. And so that was really an exciting moment, because there's so much like It's such a sympathetic reaction, like just like I don't know. It was just it was very invigorating, really, to be at that place. I wasn't scared. I was because I was like I could hide out in her room. So then I come like she's like now you have to go because she was really scared that her parents might come in. So then I went. As I'm going to the car, she calls me and she's like, "Oh, I forgot to show you two things," and I was like, I literally said. She's like, I can't believe I forgot to show you these two things. And I literally said, are those two things attached to you? And she paused for a minute. And I thought she didn't get it. And she's like, I don't know what she said, but she's like, shut up or like, screw you or something like that. But anyway, then I went to the car and I was like, hey, you want me to come back and, get it or whatever? Like, she wanted to show me her artwork and stuff like that. And she's like, no, but you could come and park under the balcony. And that's what I did. So I came and I parked under the balcony. I opened the sunroof or the moonroof or whatever. And she was like, I could see her through the moonroof. And so and we were just talking from that distance. It was like Romeo and Juliet kind of thing. And the whole time, like she was like gazing out, looking for signs of her parents coming from afar, and we were just talking. And at one point, I said, oh Juliet, thou fort art Juliet." I don't know what that means. I wanted to say something Shakespearean, but I didn't really study Shakespeare like that, so I said that, and it was cool because it was like. She had long hair, so she was also like Rapunzel. So I could have said, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. And so basically we talked like that. And it was just such a magical moment because although there was no moon, there was a street light, or not a street light, but there was like a really bright light that acted like the moon. And it was just like, it was a magical moment that here I was. It was a Wednesday in the dream, and there she was. And like the reason that I say it was Wednesday because like who would do that on a Wednesday when you're in grad school and stuff. So someone who is quite dedicated to her would do that. So that was pretty cool. And we were just talking like that, and. Like I said I love you, like I yelled I love you, and then I was like, now you say it. And she's like, I was like, no, you have to say it louder, you have to scream it. And then so eventually she did, and I was like, high five. But it was really magical that happened, and it was a wonderful dream that was very vivid, too vivid to be called a dream. And I just want to remember that I actually did something like that. And it was kind of raining. It was kind of raining, like little sprinkles of rain. And so that was just made, it wasn't really raining, but it was just kind of sprinkles, like little, like the beginning of like snow falling, or kind of like that. But just wanted to remember that was a pretty romantic thing that occurred, and I will remember that. Like I'm proud that it was like a movie scene kind of thing. But in a movie, it would be like one of her brothers comes in and like he finds a shoe or something, and then they're like, "Who is this?" kind of thing. But none of that villain stuff happened. So it was just the beauty of it occurring without getting caught, and that I don't know that I love that. I love doing stuff like that. That is like that you're not supposed to do, but it's romantic and it's memorable and stuff like that. So I'm really glad I did that. It speaks to my character, and I'm proud of that. So I just wanted to share that dream, that really, really, really vivid vivid dream.